That's certainly out of my area of jurisdiction. But yeah, so with everything said, music is something which gives life. It's said that when Rome was burning, there was this guy, I forget his name, he was still playing the pyre, because according to him, music can add life to anything, even if it's a burning city. And the burning of Rome, which is a very burning Rome, which is a very famous painting, they say it was brought to life because of the music that was playing behind. So I'd like to move on to the questions, Blessy. So
Yeah, sure.
first of all, what is your taste in music? Like, what do you like to hear?
Yeah, as I said, it depends on my mood and it depends on the time of the day. Well, in the morning, I cannot listen to something which is really hard on my ears, which really keeps me, disturbed into my eardrums and kind of thing. I can't listen to hard music in the morning. I listen to melodious songs in the morning and then make myself pleasant. And then by evening, I'll be like, okay, this day was really not so good, so I have to bring up some energy into me. Then it differs. So it depends on the time and the mood.
I'm more of an EDM or an indie pop guy, because for the longest time I have known myself. I have like cut myself. There was a time when I had actually cut myself out from Indian songs for a very long time.
Okay.
It was only recently, about an year back, when I developed a taste again for Indian songs, especially with people like Nuclear coming in. Indie pop became topped my list. Again, I listen to Maroon 5. Adam Levine is like one of my favorite singers. I still listen to classics by Michael Jackson and JB Seri. My taste in music is not very specific, I'd say. It differs a lot. Like it depends. If I am driving, I like to go back to the 60s and 70s old pop songs from Elvis Presley or Beatles, something of that sort. When I am alone in my room, I like to keep the volume up in my earphones because it shuts me out, so I can work pretty well. So I listen to EDM. Yeah, my taste is much more variable than what people actually have, because I don't have a set time and a set mood to do anything. I can listen to anything anytime. So yeah, that's what I said. Music is something which actually makes your life vibrant. We know there are many cultures out there. Every culture has some sort of songs, some sort of rhythms related to, always associated with them. It just provides them with more. So next, I'll talk to Blessy about this. You have been a South Indian for almost your entire life. Even your college is in South India. I've heard South India has very rich taste in music, like various dancers, various musicians came out from prominent musicians in India came out South India. So as you grew up in such a household, I'm sure you would be accustomed to those South Indian tunes. So can you share some experiences?
Yeah, in India, all the North India have this Hindustani style of music, whereas South India follows Karnataka music. It's all Karnataka style. So it differs from North Indian and South Indian music kind of things, but then Karnataka style have its own taste in it, its own rhythm to it. So it is like, we like Hindustani music too, and we find it also fascinating as much as our music is. So it's not that both of them, they're good, pretty good.
It's like there have been one or rather two experiences in life when I actually had a chance to listen to a Carnatic musician. It was one of the art and cultural fests held in my hometown Lucknow. So that's where I heard it. It was very good, but no offense to anyone, I didn't find it to my taste.
Yes.
It's because I haven't been accustomed to listening to stuff like that I don't like it, but there can be various reasons. On the other hand, my mom, she has her like doctorate in Carnatic music, I think. I don't know what that degree is, but yeah, she is like very hell-bent on listening to Carnatic music. She loves orchestras, especially those like she went Mumbai especially to listen to the orchestra of the Opera House. So yeah, everyone has a very different taste. Motives too, like why do you listen to music? Like we had a conversation right now, why we listen to music. So let me share a very small story about this. So mom was like 4 months pregnant with me. This is what I've heard. I don't know how much truth is there in this. So yeah, she thought that she wanted me to become like a navy officer when I grow
Okay.
up. So she was like, as you said, if a
Yeah,
pregnant woman listens to songs,
music.
so yeah, she was into too much into the patriotic songs and all. So yeah, I don't know whether in future I would go for a Navy SEAL or not, but yeah, a sense of patriotism developed in me
Yeah.
when I was born. Like I knew when and what needs to be given respect as far as my country is concerned. Now, my next question to you, Blessy, is music has evolved over the time. Like we used to listen to long Hindi songs from Bollywood movies back in the 80s and 90s. Now they have become shorter,
Yeah, they
but
have.
the melody has gone and it has been taken up by popping beats, and somehow we are forgetting what was behind. So what do you want to say about this transition from the 80s and 90s era to today in 2018? What do you want to
Yeah.
say?
Indian music. It's like India adopted some of the music styles of foreign countries. It is good that they're adopting it, but it is not so good that they're forgetting our own culture of music. So that is where we are losing the essence of Indian music, and we're bringing this foreign essence into it, which is turning out to be a mess, which we don't find so melodious. But then I think we have to give importance to our music, our culture too, along with it. Because going with the world is not wrong, but then giving importance to our culture is absolutely something which we all need to do.
Yeah, very true. Like there are still musicians who play the flute, which is very seldom found in other parts of the countries, other parts of the world. We have instruments like the sitar, the sehra, which the outside world doesn't even know exist. So yeah, musically, we guys as Indians are much more reformed than the outside world, because we have our own set
Of instruments.
of musical instrument, our own set of, like we don't go about using do re mi fa sol la ki, and we still use sa re ga ma.
Yeah.
So yeah, I won't say we have deterred from that. I'd say that this is a new emerging branch. Like we already had our control over Hindustani music, Carnatic music, the classicals that we know. Now we took up Western, like the era from since the beginning of the 2000s. It was an era of taking up a lot from Western. Now we have seen something like indie pop coming in, which is like the mix of old and new styles, which I find it very good. And socially forward people, as socially forward I mean popular people like Nuclear, they're incorporating it in their styles, which is very good.
True.
So that's my personal opinion about how music industry in India is actually working. Talking about the music industry, there have been cases where people say that not much respect is being given to people who play classical music. Now classical music has just become a form of study which people do just for a degree. Like my sister enrolled into one, and it appears that people do it just for the degree. What classical musicians these days do is, like, if they can't find anything else to do, they teach students how the tabla is played, or how Indian music actually works. So this is sort of a very depressing note for our music industry, because as we can see how good Indian music mixes with the Western culture. There have been many cases where people have proven it, but still after such a reform, we aren't able to go anywhere with this. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I'd like to say something in here. Most of the movies in India, taking Bollywood, most of the songs in the movies are not completely classical.
Yeah, true.
So they are incorporating some other styles along with this, where the generation of this country at this point of time are liking that music, since we are listening to it more. So it is of no doubt that we'll not be liking classics because we didn't listen to it any time, and they are not shown as fascinating as these songs have been shown to us. So we always, they say people are like sheep, one goes away and the other one blindly follows. It is the same thing happening. So if the classicals are also shown in a point of time that it is good and it is listen worthy kind of thing, if it is formed into our minds. So then I think classical is classical.
Yeah, very true. So next I'd like to go to the part where parents come in.
Yeah.
So we know us as students, especially this age between around 14, 15 to this age of about 25, 26, when everything is haywire, and this is the age gap which is actually listening to music. This is the age gap which knows what music is, because
Yeah.
this age gap has access to YouTube. They have access to a lot of content online. They listen to a lot of people. They are into making music. They practice music as in they know how to play instruments. They have been vocalists for a time. So this is a very energetic group of people, and I guess to like please these people, the music today is being made. Nowadays, no one makes music that pleases your mom. No one does. Okay, they obviously the target audience is us, people
Yeah,
like
young
us.
adults.
Yeah. So my first question in this regard is, what do you think? Like parents think that it is very harmful for children at this age to listen stuff like this, because it propagates different kind of like unworthy ideas, which is not
Yeah.
good for you and stuff. So what are your thoughts on it?
So I think music has two different parts. I mean, songs have lyrics in it. So lyrics can influence you, but when you're only into the music and the kind of beats they're using, I don't think it will make much of a difference, because you're only listening to it for listening the music, for enjoying the tune. But then when you're giving importance to lyrics, it's sure that it's going to influence you some or the other way. Even when you're not giving importance to the lyrics, but it's entering your head some way. There are a lot of songs which don't have pleasant meanings, and which our parents will not like it for sure, and they don't like it. So, and we don't even play it near them, because we know that they're not going to like it, and they're going to complain about it you're listening to. So yes, lyrics influence us, but it's not that if you're listening it for the music's sake, listen music.
But don't you think like music is an art form, and popular social beliefs like it'll hamper your growth, or it's not good for you, stuff like this, it hampers the progression of the art. It's an art form. You cannot stop anyone from practicing his own art
Yeah.
or her own art. So I think that music as an art form should not be barred with anything. Again, on your point, like lyrics enter your mind. The thing is, what 80% of musicians do today is they make songs, and through that they try to convey a very deeper meaning. That's 80% of the musicians. If we take the lyrics at face value, yeah, they're crap, they don't mean any sense. But yeah, if you read between the lines, that can actually have a lot of. So I'd beg to differ with this, because differ with your point, because as far as art is concerned, I don't think so. The form of lyrics, any form of censorship, any form of popular ideas or beliefs should influence the form of art the person practices. Now, moving on. So we talked about why people don't like this. It's just not the lyrics that is involved. We have seen musicians, especially in Western countries, musicians getting into a lot of stuff which is, I won't say illegal, but more on the side of unhealthy for one's own self, socially, physically, emotionally, mentally, everywhere. Yes, it's a very crammed up world with people of various ideologies, and people tend to think that once they gain popularity, they can do anything. Musicians are in no way away from this custom. So what are your thoughts on this? Like, does the behavior of these musicians affect us, and should it affect us first?
No, I don't think it should affect us, because they are musicians. We have to take them to be a musician who provides us with music which we are listening to. That's it. That their personal life and their choices shouldn't affect us. And the second thing is, I think even in normal people, there are these kind of people who go to drugs and everything just because they're normal, they're not popular, we're not knowing about them. So the thing is, world is moving towards that culture. It is not that only musicians are moving, but because of their popularity, we're knowing that okay, they're doing such sort of things. So this is what I feel.
But right now we talked about the idea of censorship on music when we talked about lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't you think the way a person portrays himself, that
True.
in a, like suppose we are viewing a music video, watching a music video, so the acts he does for the music video is also a form of art. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, as I said, censoring any form of art is, personally I think, not good, because the person won't be able to realize his or her whole potential. But again, that can reflect badly towards the audience. So don't you think that audience mindset should be improved instead of changing the entire content? What are your thoughts on this?
Okay. Regarding the videos on YouTube, we have to, people upload videos to get more views so that they earn more money. So which sort of videos gain more views?
Any video can get any number
When
of
there's
views,
good
which
content
is
of good content, the video will get more views.
Yeah.
But then these days, most of these content are kind of sexual. They're oriented to that sort of things. So I don't think that kind of meaning should be portrayed in any music video, or we are supposed to watch such videos. That will definitely influence your mind and your thoughts. Even the lyrics in most of these songs are oriented to that sort, so I am not into this. Censorship, yes, art is art. Nothing must be taken off from art, but then there are some limits, because we are listening to it, it is going to influence everyone. That's a responsibility kind of thing. That's what I think.
My personal opinion about this is, it differs from person to person. You take some, you don't take some. Like,
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of music videos by Eminem. I don't lot of music, other people, other singers who have been in controversies, who have been in hit and run cases, who have been in a lot of different cases. But I don't take, like, you don't see me going clocking people in the faces, right? So yeah, it's up to what a person takes. Yes, I do admire the way they do it, because again, pulling off something negative on social media where you know millions and millions of people will look at you, they will judge you, your societal standards are at risk. Sometimes one move you make can lead to societal I think that it's a very hard job, and I commend them for this, because despite whatever cultural differences and ideologies a person or a set of persons has, that person has the guts to go perform in front of billions of people without caring of what the person thinks. I think that's very commendable. So yeah, it's been a very good discussion about the forms of music, how music works, how it has entered our life, how it has affected us and all that. I guess we're about to wrap this up, so I'd like closing statements from you, Blessy.
Okay, so our whole discussion went through why do we listen to music. Music is a part of our lives. Which kind of music does the people like? I think music is like a fingerprint. It differs from person to person. The taste of their music differs. Though all of the kind of music between two persons is similar, but at least one of the aspect is going to differ. So it's like a fingerprint of a person. The taste of the music is like fingerprint differs. So this is all I wanted to say. Music is a wonderful thing which is invented, I think, and it is wonderful thing to listen. It makes you feel your day full. If there's no music, your day doesn't feel so full.
Yeah, that's like, I also on the same lines. It's a very good feeling to enjoy something melodious. It's a very good feeling to enjoy something pumping you hard, makes you do a lot of stuff, gives you a very good adrenaline rush. Trust me, I have tried it. Yeah, for those adrenaline junkies out there, EDM is there. For those who like to chill out, relax, stay back, listen to country music. For those who are a little on both sides, listen to indie pop, any pop. It's very good for you. So yeah, it's not a place where I give music advice to people. And yeah, so guys, it was very nice having you here, Blessy.
Same.
So this brings us to the end of our show. You were listening to Exchange of Ideas. This is VIT Community Radio. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.
Exchange of Ideas. This is VIT Community Radio 90.8.
மண்கொடத்தை தூக்கிக்கிட்டு மலை மேல போறவளே இந்த மண்கொடத்தை புட்டு மாமனத்தா பாரேண்டி அடி சித்திர மாசம் அடி சித்திர மாசம் அடி சித்திர மாசம் வெயில போல முறைக்கிறேன் உன்னை பத்தர மாசம் தங்கம் போல நினைக்கிறேன் அடி சித்திர மாசம் வெயில போல முறைக்கிறேன் உன்னை பத்தர மாசம் தங்கம் போல நினைக்கிறேன் மத்தியான நேரத்துல நான் மயங்கும் சித்திர வெயில மத்தியான நேரத்துல நான் மயங்கும் சித்திர வெயில நான் மயக்காட்டுல நிக்கையில நீ வரப்பு மேல போகையில செத்த நின்னு பேசுவன்னு எங்கி போன மாமனடி செத்த நின்னு பேசுவன்னு எங்கி போன மாமனடி சித்திர மாசம் அடி சித்திர மாசம் அடி சித்திர மாசம் வெயில போல முறைக்கிறேன் உன்னை பத்தர மாசம் தங்கம் போல நினைக்கிறேன் மத்தியான நேரத்துல நான் மயங்கும் சித்திர வெயில மத்தியான நேரத்துல நான் மயங்கும் சித்திர வெயில நான் மயக்காட்டுல நிக்கையில நீ வரப்பு மேல போகையில செத்த நின்னு பேசுவன்னு எங்கி போன மாமனடி செத்த நின்னு பேசுவன்னு எங்கி போன மாமனடி சித்திர மாசம் அடி சித்திர மாசம் வெயில போல முறைக்கிறேன் உன்னை பத்தர மாசம் தங்கம் போல நினைக்கிறேன் அடி நாவல் பழமே நான் பூசு சந்தனமே அடி ஏழாம் கிராம்பே உன்ன என்ன சொல்லி கூப்பிடுவேன் அடி காம தலைவலிடி எனக்கு கஞ்சி வந்த மாயம் என்ன அடி மருந்துட்டு நிக்கலையே அந்த மாயம் என்ன சொல்லுனேயோ அடி மருந்துட்டோ நிக்கலையே அந்த மாயம் என்ன சொல்லுனேயோ அந்த கருமலையில கல்லுருட்டி கன்னி மர எல்லாம் குட்டிக்கிட்டு அந்த கருமலையில கல்லுருட்டி கன்னி மர எல்லாம் குட்டிக்கிட்டு 3 முழத்துல அடுப்பு கட்டி முத்து குடம் கொண்டு பால் காய்ச்சி 3 முழத்துல அடுப்பு கட்டி முத்து குடம் கொண்டு பால் காய்ச்சி காய்ச்சிய பாலும் கசக்குதடி எனக்கு நல்ல கட்டி தயிரும் புளிக்குதடி எனக்கு அடி வேப்பம் பட்ட இனிக்குதடி எனக்கு நல்ல வெள்ளரி பிஞ்சும் கசக்குதடி எனக்கு சித்திர மாசம் அடி சித்திர மாசம் வெயில போல முறைக்கிற உன்னை பத்தர மாசம் தங்கம் போல நினைக்கிறேன் அடியால மரமுரங்க அடியால மரமுரங்க அடிமரத்து கிளி உறங்க ஓம் அடி மேல நான் உறங்க இந்த ஊருந்தா பொறுக்கலையே அடி கல்லோட கல் உரச கடலு தண்ணி மீனுரச அடி ஒன்னோட நான் உரச இந்த ஊருந்தா பொறுக்கலையே அடி நீ சகப்பு நான் கருப்பு ஏலேலோ வேலூர் மக்களுக்கு நம்ம மலப்பு தான் ஏலேலோ அதனால நாம 2 பேரும் இந்த ஊரை விட்டு ஓடிடலாமா ஏலேலோ அடி சித்திர மாசம் வெயில போல முறைக்கிற உன்னை பத்தர மாசம் தங்கம் போல நினைக்கிறேன் மத்தியான நேரத்துல நான் மயங்கும் சித்திர வெயில மத்தியான நேரத்துல நான் மயங்கும் சித்திர வெயில நான் வயக்காட்டுல நிக்கையில நீ வரப்பு மேல போகையில செத்த நின்னு பேசுவன்னு எங்கி போன மாமனடி செத்த நின்னு பேசுவன்னு எங்கி போன மாமனடி சித்திர மாசம் அடி சித்திர மாசம் அடி சித்திர மாசம் வெயில போல முறைக்கிற உன்னை பத்தர மாசம் தங்கம் போல நினைக்கிறேன்
VIT பண்பலை 90.8 கவிதை கேளுங்கள்.
அன்னை தமிழே, அன்பு மடியே, என்னை ஏந்தி தாளாட்டிய என் தாயே தமிழே, பார்போற்றும் உன்னை நான் போற்றி துவங்குகிறேன். தமிழே, வாழ்ந்தாலும் வீழ்ந்தாலும் உன்னோடுதான், நீ இல்லை என்றால் நான் வெறுங்கூடுதான். மொழிக்கெல்லாம் மூத்தவளே, நிலையாய் என் நெஞ்சில் பூத்தவளே, நற்றமிழாய் நாடகமாய் நருந்தேனாய் கற்கண்டாய் திருமொழியாய் திருவமுதாய் வீற்றிருப்பவளே, தன்னேரில்லா தமிழே, உன் ஏற்பற்றி நடப்போம் நாங்கள். கனவுகள் வலம் வந்தால் கவிதைகளாகும், தூரிகை பேசினால் சித்திரங்களாகும். உன்பால் எழுந்த அன்புதான் நான் போலும், உன்னையன்றி உலகில் உன்னதமென்று வேறொன்றும் தோன்றவில்லை தமிழே. என்னுடைய கவிதையிலும் ஓர் எழில் உண்டெனில் அது கூட உன்னால்தான். விழிக்குள்ளே என் வேதனைகள் வெப்ப நீராட்டும் போது உன் நினைவுகள்தான் என்னை தாளாட்டுகின்றன. பூக்களை நேசிக்கிற உலகில் தமிழே, உன்னை நான் நேசிப்பது கூட ஏன் தெரியுமா? நீ ஜாதி மதங்களை நேசிக்காமல் இருப்பதால் தான். மழை கொட்டுவதால் சில நேரங்களில் மண் கூட வாசத்தை வெளிப்படுத்த தயங்கும். தமிழே, உன்மேல் கொண்ட பாசத்தை மட்டும் நான் வெளிப்படுத்த தயங்கதே இல்லை. தமிழன் தமிழென மார்தொட்டிக் கொள்வதில் பெருமைதான் என்ன? தமிழையும் தமிழனையும் உயர்த்துவதில்தான் பெருமை. தமிழே, நீ யார் தெரியுமா? கருவறையை முட்டி உதைத்த தமிழ், பாரதியால் தட்டி எழுப்பிய தமிழ், பாரதிதாசன் புரட்சி கிளப்பிய தமிழ், வள்ளுவனின் அறத்தை சுமந்த தமிழ், இளங்கோவடிகள் காப்பியம் படைத்த தமிழ், கம்பனால் கட்டுத்தறியும் கவிபாடிய தமிழ், ஒல்கா புகழ் தொல்காப்பியரால் இலக்கணம் கண்ட தமிழ், பவனந்தியின் நன்னூலில் ஐந்திலக்கணமாய் பரிணமித்த தமிழ், கல் தோன்றும் முன்பே கவியாய் கலியில் தோன்றிய தமிழ், சிற்றிலக்கியத்தை பேரிலக்கியமாய் கொடுத்த தமிழ், பெரியாரால் சீர்திருத்தம் கண்ட தமிழ், அண்ணாவால் பெருமைப்பட்ட தமிழ், ஊவேசாவால் உயிர் பெற்ற தமிழ், சங்கத்தின் தமிழ்வாட்டி ஊட்டி வளர்த்த தமிழ், சைவ குறவர்களும் ஆழ்வார்களும் உரமூட்டிய தமிழ், தமிழ்த்தாய் கண்டெடுத்த சுந்தரனார் காட்டிய தமிழ், வல்லினமும் மெல்லினமும் இடையினுமாய் பூத்த தமிழ், ஒலிக்கடலில் முதலாய் உதித்த தமிழ், தேவாரம் கொடுத்த தமிழ், 4000 பிரபந்தம் வகுத்த தமிழ், நிலத்தையும் பொழுதையும் பகுத்த தமிழ், நானிலம் போற்றும் தமிழ் மாநிலமாய் திகழும் தமிழ், அகம் புறமென அணிவகுத்த தமிழ், நாலடியில் நடந்து ஈரடியில் குளிர்ந்த தமிழ்.
கேட்ட கவிதையை வழங்கியவர் பேராசிரியர் தமிழ்ச்செல்வன். நேயர்கள் கேட்டது விஐடி பண்பலை 90.8 கவிதை கேளுங்கள்.
விஐடி பண்பலை 90.8 இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சிகள் இனிதே நிறைவு பெறுகின்றன. எமது அடுத்த ஒளிபரப்பு நாளை காலை 9 மணிக்கு 90.8 பண்பலை அலைவரிசையில் இனிதே ஆரம்பமாகும். நேயர்கள் அனைவருக்கும் நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you.